in my own hometown. Stranger.
Howdy folks. Little John, once again it's Friday, that means 5 on Friday, time for a bit of a chat. And this week enjoy a little bit of I hope I enjoy a little bit of hog-free bourbon whilst we have a chat. And this week's chat it's been suggested, and obviously that's something I wanted to talk about anyway, and that's making additions to your kit beers. It was brought up by somebody on previous video, but due to my internet having a bit of a spasm this morning, and still is, I'm really struggling to find out who it actually was. So if it was you, thanks for the comment. But anyway, so adding stuff to your kits. You've got to add stuff to your kits. You can't just throw a can into the barrel and make a beer. You can make a smaller batch, but if you're making a full batch of beer, starting from a Cooper's or a Mangroves Jacks or a Black Rock can, then you need to add stuff to it to finish the beer, to get the alcohol up and to get the the malt profile and stuff that you're after. Now, today I'm not talking about particularly about grain additions or hops, but more just your sugars, and malt, the fermentable stuff that you can add that's readily available and fairly easy. Now, obviously, if the first thing most brewers are going to go for is brewing sugar, or a BE1 or a BE2, they're readily available, and even the cans, the Cooper's cans, they suggest a BE1 or a BE2 to go with the kit, which is good, but it doesn't really help the new brewer with understanding what it is they're actually putting into the beer and what it's going to do. So let's just have a quick run through each different thing that you can add to your beer. So starting with the simplest, the very simple end is just sugar. And when everything we're adding is sugar, is a form of sugar, but we talk we're talking basic, everyday available sugar, white sugar, raw sugar, dextrose, caster sugar. These are all refined sugarcane product. They all are very highly fermentable. So obviously they boost your ABV a lot easier than anything else, and the yeast eats them very easily, and they're cheap. So they're a very usable product. They do have problems in that because they are so fermentable, they don't add any body to your beer. So if you're brewing with complete white sugar or dextrose, your beer will be very light-bodied and quite thin. Now, depending on the style, that might be acceptable, but from my experience, I'm yet to find a beer that benefits from having all its sugar being white sugar or dextrose. Apart from the fact that it can add some cidery sort of notes to the beer, it's not giving you anything in the way of a bit of flavour or some body or just character, just something nice. So I certainly don't recommend using it in large quantities. It has its place, and I discuss that in plenty of videos where when I'm putting kits together. And I certainly prefer to use dextrose than a white sugar or a raw sugar or something like that. That being said, raw sugar, brown sugar, stuff like that, those molassesy, caramelly type sugars can be beneficial in certain brews, again, in small quantities. Stepping away from the plain sugars and stepping up into the malts and the malt mixes Your first up is just light dry malt, which is just basically wort made from barley, which is freeze dried. So just take all the water out of it and leave you with just a powder, so that you can add it to your beer. Stick it in your wort, add some water to it, and you've made yourself, nice fresh wort. Now, for me, that's your preferred type of sugar if you're going with a can. You just need to be aware that there is a lot of unfermentable sugars in dry malt. And whether it's dark dry malt, light dry malt, amber dry malt, doesn't matter. Any dry malt has only around 60 to 70% fermentable sugars in it. So you're going to leave an amount of body in the beer, which adds flavour, malts, caramel, some sweetness. It will leave some body, but at the end of the day, malt obviously tastes like beer, so you're adding a beer flavour to your can, so you're not detracting from what it's meant to be. Now, when you buy your boxes of BE1, BE2 or now BE3 or a mix of, that's the Cooper's range, if you go to your home brew shop, they'll have a mix of different kinds of sugars, and they have various names from, they'll have a brew booster or a stout mix or a lager mix or a body brew, or depends on where you go. They all have different sort of names for them, but they're all a mix of a varying amounts of sugars, and generally they'll be some light dry malt or dark malt, depending on whether it's for a stout or just for a lighter beer. They'll have dextrose, and they always tend to have maltodextrin in there. Now, maltodextrin is a type of sugar that is not fermentable. Now, I don't know exactly how it's made, and I would assume it's taken from barley, somehow from that unfermentable part of the barley. So by adding it into your beer, you're adding a malty flavour and some sugars that are going to stay in the body. So it adds body. It supposedly helps with head retention. I'm not completely sold on that idea, but it's added for that reason. And to me, I really don't think it does anything significant in a beer, and I'd rather just use malt and a bit of some dextrose. But you need to be aware that they're there. So depending on the mix will depend on how much of each they've got. So if you buy a ready-made mix because it's easier, it's simpler, just be aware of what's in them, and they won't always tell you. They'll tell you what's in them, but generally not the combinations or the mixes, because they don't want you going out and buying your own stuff and making your own mix, because they're making big money. They're making good money off you. As a general rule for Coopers, the BE1 is, I'm pretty sure it's 500 gram BE1. BE1 is, I think, 600 dextrose and 400 maltodextrin. Brewing sugar is 50-50, I think. It's BE2 is, I'm pretty sure, 500 dextrose, 250 malt, 250 maltodextrin. So it's getting into a range, but you're getting a little bit extra out of it. And then you go into your new one, your BE3, which I'm pretty sure is 500 dry malt, 250 dextrose and 250 maltodextrin. But it doesn't matter which way you go, you're still getting stuck with this maltodextrin, and I don't like it. So, but again, that's a personal choice. If you want to just grab the box and you can use them, do it. I've got videos where I've used the BE3 and different boxes. I just picked up a can of Cooper's Cerveza and a box of the brewing sugar earlier in the week on clearance sale at Woolies. It cost me $6 for the Cerveza can, and I think about $2.30 for the box of sugar. So I'm going to bung that up on a video at some point and just and see how it goes. Give it temp control and some good yeast and see what it does. But so aside from these things, so the makeup if you're using the malts, you're going to get more body, more flavour, and a higher final gravity. You don't get as much, as a result, you don't get as much alcohol and the same amount of dry malt as you do with dextrose. So if you're looking for light body and not increasing all the flavours, and if you're doing a blonde or a even a cerveza, you might want to go with more dextrose. And as you go up into your malty beers, then you need to adjust your malts to go with them. And again, it's everything with brewing. It's play around with it a little bit. Look at what and take your notes and look at your beers and look back and taste them and see, okay, which one's working the best for me? Which one gave me the best result? Am I happier with 50-50 malt and dextrose, or am I happier with 75-25? We're all different. We all have a different taste threshold and sweetness, and how much body we like, and just outright what kind of styles we like. So we're all going to be different. That being said, I find that buying, for the most part, if you're going 75% malt, 25% dextrose, you're going to get yourself a fairly reasonable result. You're going to get some body, you're going to get a little bit of extra sweetness, and you're still going to get a little bit of the dryness from the dextrose. But I can't tell you what to put in your own beers. So try them out. Play around. Don't just use the same thing all the time. It's easy to grab a box of whatever because it's cheaper, it's on sale. But, you normally don't go to the bottle shop and just grab whatever beer's on sale. You grab the beer that you like. If the beer you like's on special, then great, bonus. But most of us aren't going to the bottle shop and looking for whatever's on special and buying it. We're buying what we like, and it's the same way we make it. Make what you like. Don't make beer simply because you've got the ingredients cheap. That's a surefire way to not enjoy what you're doing and end up giving it up, because you won't be making what you want. You're making beer based on dollars. Doesn't work. Will never work. So that's it anyway. It's a very quick overview. It's a very, very big issue. Watch videos. Have a look on the videos. Keep watching what's the combinations that have been used on different things. Look at tasting videos. But do these things for yourself. Experiment. Keep your notes. Do your tastings. Take notes of your tastings so you know what to do and what you're liking down the track and what's working for you. Okay. If you got any comments or any questions, as always, stick them down the bottom. That's very rare. I don't respond to somebody within a couple of days. Got any suggestions, put them down there. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button down there in the corner somewhere, so you get a bit of a heads up whenever there's a new video. And other than that, get on to your brewing and keep playing. All of you found the perfect brew, keep brewing it. So that's me, Little John, for today. So until I see you again and we talking beer, we drinking beer, or we brewing beer, good brewing.